At Greenwood's, and we're going to take some video of his artwork.
An old scythe or sickle. Actually, I found the piece of wood first, and it had 14 nails in it, but 2 were removed. And I just couldn't understand why somebody would remove 2 nails and leave 12 like teeth. And of course, the silver chain that you can just see the very bottom of here is a tear of compassion, and this is her consort there. Of course, in the directions, this way is north, and of course, you can figure it out from there. Of course, the provocation for the object that you see there on the pole was that the oak tree that was the shade of this house was ordered to be removed by the now has-been acorn queen, and this was the spawn of that provocation right here. And of course the fly swatters up there with the acorn on the pole, it's kind of a, well, it was a place where I had a painting of a football player that I hung from there, but it didn't work out. So okay, well, fine, but it's part of a triangle. You see, they're not. The persimmon tree is a point in a triangle, and of course the rain gauge is a central point. You know, whatever you call it, and that's the way that worked out. And of course I think armillary sundial or whatever they call it, ring sphere, whatever. The gnomon, GN, the pointer, went between the tree out here, this tree that the acorn queen ordered beheaded, along with my shade and everything else. And seamstress, of course, stitched up the seam on the baseball, but it didn't work out, so she's working on the light bulb. I found the angel upside down in a trash can, and of course the sewing machine nearby. We haven't seemed to be able to repair that baseball. Of course, it's a big concern this time of the year. I'd rather look at them than the blank wall.
This is the sign room, in which there are lots of light bulbs, but very little light.
Well, that's just the way it is. You know, you just have to. I don't know whether you saw this in here. I caught that Luna moth. I think it was like Christmas Day 3 or 4 years ago, and there are no flaws at all on it. I mean, it's even the antenna. I mean, it had just come out of its cocoon.
A Luna moth.
That's what it is.
And
it's
where
a male, actually, because it has those little feathers on its antenna. The female, I think, is it's slightly larger, but this one had just come out of its, I don't know. It was resting during the day when I found it. Of course, they acted at night, so it isn't. That's why it is. But you see, I think I found that. I was more interested in whatever that thing is on top. This thing here, I don't know what it is, but that was just a good place to store that. Those are what they call shavings of aluminum. They make them on a metal lathe, or those were made on a metal lathe, and you have a bit, and you just, you know, the bit just slides. There's nothing to it. Anyone that can push a button can do it. A bicycle rim, there's 36 spokes or 38 or something like that. I forget the exact number. But I like fly swatters. You make a face out of a fly swatter real easy. Or use a light bulb.
Well, I like the RoboCop.
Oh yeah, well your mom liked it too. In fact, I think she hurt her neck. She was sitting here in this chair and she couldn't see it, see, and well, it didn't work out. He's no longer on the team.
Well, did he graduate?
Oh, I guess, football players, I guess they all graduate. But see, I had this thing up there when it was hanging outside. I don't know whether you can see these. These acorns are from what I call a chestnut oak tree, or a, what do they call it, a chickpea or something like that. But these acorns, I had to stick them in the caps with plumber's putty. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
But that was the mess that was hanging up outside. I lost this homecoming. This is dragonfly. I had to actually catch a dragonfly. She said, "Oh, skeeter hawk." So that's what it is. But that's what it is. And over here, of course, is the. Oh, you want to get back? You want to do these? Well, this is the Last Supper. Oh, you've seen this supper. You've seen this one.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yes, because you told me that the lady and that other guy over there were from the Mary Kay, and the guy was from KFC. I thought that's what you said, because there are 2 extra people, and I'm not going. And I like these angels that she placed up here on either side of whatchamacallit when he's going up, and all these people down here. And there's the crucifixion, and here's the tomb and the chickens and the ark. But it's hard to see because it's just hard to see. I think sometimes she uses too much dark paint for whatever reason, and the one in the middle is Samson. And it's hard to tell what it is because you can't tell what all that other stuff is. You can't tell that it's a building falling down, but how would you do that? And of course the bottom one is Adam and Eve, and of course the snake and the apple tree. And she likes to paint flowers, little flowers, and sometimes she'll start painting one, you just wonder what she's thinking about when she's painting a flower like that. It's something out of her childhood, I'm sure. And then the one up there at the top, of course, is David and Goliath. And the one directly below that is Jonah and the whale. I've got it upside down because you see the moon down in the lower right-hand corner, but I like it that way better. So that's the way that is. And then the one right next to it is, of course, the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and that other dude in the furnace like that. So, and the one above it is Daniel the lion's den, but I told you can't see Daniel because he's supine in front of the lions and dark against dark, but he's there. And then the middle one is the golden calf. Somehow the golden calf turned out brown, but she had the gold paint. Where it went, I don't know. And then